All right, we've got a Samsung dryer here that has some bad rollers on it. When I turn it on, it sounds like at least one or two of the rollers are bad, probably the ones in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to open it up, and we'll take a look at it, see what's wrong, and then we'll repair whatever it is. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is open up the door. Go ahead and take your lint filter out, and then you've got 3 screws that you want to take out. One here, here, and here. Now what you're going to want to do is take a flathead screwdriver, and there are clips that hold this top panel in place. There's one that sits right about here and one about over here. So if you take that flathead screwdriver, or you can take like a putty knife, kind of pop it in there, pry it up, you'll loosen that side, and then you can come to the other side and just pop it up. Now with this specific type of Samsung dryer, when you lift the lid, okay, you want to make sure that you have something behind it. Like I have the wall right here to hold the top up. If you don't and you try to just let it go backwards, it's going to fall completely out. Okay, now you're going to want to take your wire that runs from the control board to the door switch down here and unhook it from these 2 little plastic hooks right here. And that's going to give it a little bit of slack. Now this one doesn't have it, but some models are going to have a secondary wire that runs up here that connects to a little plug. Okay, if yours has that, you want to go ahead and just unplug that. Now we want to remove the 3 screws in the top here, this one, and this one, that hold the front panel in place. Now once you've done that, you can pull the panel off. Now there are these little metal tabs right here that you're going to have to press down to get the panel to come off. And then you can just lift it up. Now there is the wire that runs to the door switch right here. Let me give you a better view. So the door switch is right here, and if you want, you can disconnect it and remove the panel completely. I don't. I just leave it, and then I tuck off to the side just like this. Next, we have 4 screws that hold this this front panel in place. Okay, there's going to be one here, one here, one here, and one here. You want to remove those 4. Now we want to remove this metal container. This houses the lint filter, and to do that, there's going to be 3 screws that we're going to take off. One here, here, and here. And then you can just pull down on this and pull it off. And you want to make sure that you, since you have it off, go ahead and clean that out. Next, we're going to disconnect this wire. This wire runs to the moisture sensor bars that sit inside this panel. So just unclip it. And now we can pull this panel off. And to do that, we're just going to lift up on it and then pull it out towards you. And this is actually where our first 2 rollers are located. Okay. And you can just take a quick look at them. You'll know usually just by looking at them if they are if they're bad or not. So these seem to be perfectly okay. Next, we're going to remove the drum, and to do that, we need to take the belt off of the pulley. So I'm going to put the camera on the back side so that you can see what I'm doing with my hands as I reach in under here to undo the belt. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reach in with both hands here. And what I'm looking for is I'm going to grab the pulley right here with my left hand, and I'm just going to pull it backwards. I'll hold it in place with my right hand and try to slip the belt off of it like that. And now we can go ahead and just slip the drum out. I usually would just pull up on the belt and use that to help guide it out. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the inside rollers. Now this one over here seems to be okay. I still encourage you to go ahead and run your finger along it as you spin it and just make sure that you don't feel any flat spots. Sometimes they'll be very minor, hard to see with your eye. If you have a flat spot, it's going to cause a thumping whenever your dryer spins. Now this one over here, this is our problem, okay? You see how this wheel is just sitting on here, and the actual bearing that goes in here is completely missing. And as a matter of fact, if you look closely on here, there's actually a little plastic triangular tab that keeps this wheel in place, keeps it from coming off. It's completely gone off of this one, so this just comes right off. Now, for whatever reason, I couldn't tell you exactly why, but my experience has been that this one right here tends to go bad way more often than the other ones. So you can either replace just this one, or if you go on Amazon, they usually come in a pack of 4. I'll put a link in my description for them. And all you have to do is click that link. It'll take you directly to an Amazon website where you can purchase it. Okay, now before we replace the rollers, okay, I do want to point out something. When you go to order new ones on somewhere like Amazon, you just want to make sure that you're getting the right ones, okay? This would be the replacement for the one that was currently on there, okay? You can see that this shaft is much thicker than this thin one, okay? So it's not that these are bad quality or anything. It's just that if you have this and you buy these, you're going to have to replace the whole assembly because this roller won't fit on this shaft. And to do all of that means taking your machine apart even further. So we're going to with this specific kind so that we can just pop a new roller on and put this little plastic tab holder in place, and we'll be good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and hit this with a little WD-40. Gonna put our wheel on there. Give it a quick spin, make sure that it's spinning freely. And then you can take a little plastic triangle, slip it over the shaft, and it's got a little groove that it will lock into so that your wheel can't come off. And while we're at it, since we're in here, we're gonna go ahead and hit this one, and then the other 2 wheels in the front with some WD-40 as well. I do want to point out one other thing that you want to be mindful of while you're in here, okay? I can't even spin really, like I have to really try to spin this pulley right here. And as you can see, let me get in closer, the belt has actually eaten right through this, and I'm surprised that the belt didn't rip. This is super common with Samsung. I see it all the time. I don't see it hardly on LG at all. It's for whatever reason. I don't know if the quality of the plastic that they use is just not very good, but this happens all the time. So since we're in here, we're gonna want to go ahead and replace this as well. Again, what I'll do is I'll put a link for the wheels by themselves if you want to do that. I'll put a link for just the pulley by itself, and then I will put a link for the wheels and pulley set that all come together. And to get this pulley off, you're going to see this little plastic triangle right here. You just take a pair of needle nose pliers, pull it off, and then you can pull the wheel off, or if you want, you can come over here. If you do buy a replacement that gives you the whole arm as well, then you can just unscrew the screw right here, take the whole assembly off, and put a new one on. Okay, we got the old pulley off. Now we're going to go ahead and spray that with some WD-40. And we've got our replacement one right here. We'll slip it right back over that. And then just pop that little plastic triangle holder in place, spin it, make sure it's spinning nice and freely. And now we can put our machine back together. So now we want to put our drum back in. We're going to slip our belt over the drum, put it on about halfway. And for your belt, there's a smooth side and there's a ridged side. The side with the ridges needs to go facing the drum, and the smooth side should be facing you. You just pick it up and we're going to set it in there. Okay, so now we want to put the belt back around the pulley and the motor. So reach in and show you here. Grab the belt. Make sure that the belt on this side is over the pulley. And then over here, you're going to wrap it around the motor and then pull it to your right and then lift up on the pulley. Make it go to the left and then just slip the belt over the pulley. Now we want to put our front panel back on, and the front panel has these little hooks. Okay, 2 on that side and then 2 on this side. And those hooks are going to go into these little holes right here on the machine. And you want to start with the top. Just get the first 2 in. And then once you've got the top 2 in, you want to spin your drum clockwise until you hear it kind of pop. That'll be the drum resting on the rollers correctly in the front. And now it should be easy to get these bottom ones in. Go ahead and put your clip back together for your moisture sensor. And we want to put the canister on. Slips back up like that. And then screw it in. As well as the 4 screws that hold this front panel in place. Next, we're going to put the main front panel back on. There's these little metal slits down here, okay, and there's holes in the bottom of the front panel, and you just want to line the holes up with the slits. Once you've got it on, just push it forward until it all pops in place. And then you want to put these screws back in. Before we close it up, you want to make sure that you re-secure the wire back into this little holder right here. And if you've got your lid too far back, it's going to have a lot of tension. So if you start to let your lid down, it'll loosen up on the wire. You can set them in place and then tie that up. And then you're going to grab the lid by the corners and just press down on it until you hear it pop on. Like that. Go ahead and put your lint filter back in. And then put these 3 screws back in. And that's it. You're good to go. We'll catch you next time.